What's going on, Ford fans? Doing an IAT relocation on a 2016 F150. Everything I found when I was trying to look this diagram up, see the diagram here shows the map. You can get this thing to zoom in. See, it shows the V reference, IAT, map, and a signal, and it shows that these wires are violet gray and green with violet, and that ain't true. The colors are actually right, but let me see if I can find my connector here. Here's the connector. There's the connector right here. Let me zoom out on this phone here. Here's the connector for the map sensor. These two wires on the left here, that white, or that green one with a white stripe, and that violet with a white stripe or gray stripe, are your two IAT sensor wires. These other two wires with the butt connector on them is for the map sensor. And I only cut them because I had to cut off 4 wires to figure out which wires were for my IAT, and I figured it out was those two right there on the left. I ordered a relocation wire for a 5.0 Mustang, and I thought they were the same, but they're not. I ended up wiring, as you can see here, I ended up wiring it in myself. It's supposed to be a plug and play. This wire right here is supposed to plug into your harness. This wire right here will plug into your map sensor, but it didn't work out for me. So what I ended up doing was just wiring it in right there to these two IAT wires. And then it comes, if I can get off this truck, you have to lay on it. This is going to be your other end. That's going to go into your IAT wire. What you're going to need here is you're going to need a 3/8 tap. You're going to need a 9/16 drill bit with that tap, and then this relocation kit will come with your IAT sensor. I just drilled a hole. You want to get this where it's away from your engine, but it's still getting across airflow. You want it to read that air coming in, but you don't want it to get heat soaked from the intake, which is what's happening. So after drilling your hole and you tapping it, you will just screw that. If I can get this thing to start. Anyways, I think it's cross-threading in there. I'll have to screw that in with a wrench. But that's basically what your IAT is going to look like. And this is going to pull the IAT, the intake air temperature, off of the intake manifold. I'll go show you. Let me go run to the back of the truck here, and I'll show you the intake manifold with a new. You're going to want a new map sensor. I was trying to make this as short as I could for you guys. I can't stand getting on here and watching long videos over something. Here's the hole, and as you can see, this thing is oil soaked, and I just pulled it off, and it's still getting oil blow by. You're gonna need a separator. There's your new map sensor. You're gonna need a T30 right here. You need that to pull the sensor off. It goes right here in the back of your intake manifold. Like I said, if this thing's got oil blow by, which every vehicle I've ever seen has it, you're gonna have to take and clean all this oil out there, and you need to put an oil separator on there. JLT makes one for the left-hand side and the right-hand side. They're about $150 a piece, but it's going to keep the oil blow by, and this oil is going to get soaked into your IAT and your map sensor, which ain't good. To do this relocation kit, you're going to pull your fuel rail off. There are 4 10mm sockets. To pull this intake off, there's I don't know, 6 or 8 8mm sockets or bolts that you'll need an 8mm socket to pull it off. let me go back up here. You're gonna have to pull off your throttle body to get this off. You're gonna need 4 8mm socket or 8mm socket and pull those 4 bolts off. You're gonna have to pull your fuel pressure, your line off. You're gonna have to pull your 8 injector connectors off. PCV hose on each side. And what made this whole thing a bitch is the MAF sensor wire. The MAF sensor on this truck is a huge bitch to get off there. You're gonna need a pair of pliers to get this sensor off. I would recommend, highly recommend, that before you even start this, you get you a pair of needle-nose pliers like this to get that connector off. I guarantee you're gonna have to have it to get it off. I got rid of the runner controllers, so all these wires you're seeing back here are unused. The only 2 wire, or there's the only one down here. I'd have to pull. Let's see if I can get. I can find it. I'm pretty sure it was a black wire. I don't even see it on here. Anyways, there's a connector. Maybe that white wire right there. I'm pretty sure it's that white wire. That's the MAF sensor. But that is what you're going to have to. You're going to pull that vacuum hose off the back right there with a pair of pliers. As you can see, that big hose right there. And then you're going to have like 4 connectors, I think, for the runner controller. Them 2 connectors right there. That left connector right there. And there might be one hidden in here somewhere. But I know there's at least 3 you're going to have to pull off. And you're probably going to have a pair of pliers to get them off. When you get the intake out, you're going to need to pull the intake way out, turn it around, nearly pull the thing out completely to get these connectors off. That's the only way I can tell you to get it out. It's a huge bitch. But it ain't the worst job I've ever done. But if you want more power, and I promise you're losing power if your intake air temperature sensor is getting soaked, heat soaked. Mine was reading 150 degrees. And how I figured out that, to see, I can plug this in real quick. I'll plug this in and I'll show you that the thing's working. There, it's working. I wish this fucking dog would shut up. Go back out of here.
Hi, I'm a smoker, and I'm aware that that's bad. I'm aware that my family hates it, and that it costs me over $2,700 a year. I'm aware of all the reasons I shouldn't do it.
I'm gonna have to unplug this thing and plug it back in.
Your healthcare provider and contact the helpline for free services like quick coaching, text, and email.
Pull these, take a little bit of, get this going here. Showing 35 degrees out here. It's actually a little warmer than that. I guess that sensor bouncing around better than what it was though. That sensor was showing I don't know, at least 20 degrees hotter than what it was outside. And when this like I said, when this gets heat soaked, it's gonna retard the timing, and it's gonna start dumping fuel in there. It's gonna try to really turd this thing down, because it thinks the air outside is 150, 160, 170 degrees outside, and it's not. You are definitely losing power when you're getting heat soaked intake air temperature sensor. I would recommend, first thing I did on this truck would be pulling the intake off it and relocating that IAT sensor, and definitely putting an oil separator on it and getting the oil out of the intake. You are losing power 100%. But if you have any questions, comment on the video. I'm pretty savvy with Fords, so I believe that's all I got for the day. I'll see you guys later.